Hello again, guys. This is Nate coming back to you. Here I wanted to share another actual hutch design that I had built myself. This I actually only built out of hardware cloth. It was one of the first designs I've actually built. So I've used it in the past, and it's been pretty good, to be honest with you. I haven't had too many problems with it. You'll notice that this side right here, I don't have a wall for it yet. The hardware cloth is pretty high depending on how much you get at once, and I left this side of it off for starters, so that way I could describe this a little bit better, and so you possibly could see a little bit better into the cage. Now this design is only intended for one rabbit, and most likely this is going to be my buck's cage whenever I put him up at night. Now I've got it set up to where it's got the box here, so you can just crawl in there and get out of the sun, get out of the rain or the weather if you'd like to. I've got his feeder. I've got a top on it because we have squirrels around here that likes to get into the rabbit food. So also, you don't want an open top if it's going to be outside because of the weather and the rain as well. And I've noticed these metal feeders seem to work the best. They don't rust very quickly at all, and they're just the best when it comes to water resistance. Now I've just got a little water bottle on here because this is literally just going to be like a night thing for them. Like most of the time he's going to be in our colony pen. He's going to be out on the ground moving around. Now this rabbit box over here that I actually constructed is just made out of 1/2-inch plywood and a couple 2x4s in the middle. Now it's also got a few hinges on top, so when I show it to you, I off-put the hinges a little bit so that way I could open the door and it would stay. If you put your hinges directly on, oftentimes, I mean, it'll just fall. So if you off-put them a little bit, they'll just stay at a certain level for you like that. Now, when you look into the box, he's got plenty of space in there. He's got a good, 1.5-foot square spot in there. To mention the hole that he can climb into is just big enough for him. So the reason why I made it to where he could barely squeeze through it was so that way the rain and the water would have a harder time getting in as well, because that's not something that I would like, because I don't want my rabbit getting sick. So but I still want him to be able to get in, so I'll make it as small as possible so that way he can just barely squeeze through, but he can get in here and he'll be fine, be out of the weather. Also, something else is I put an overhang here to help try to cover that hole, so that way when he's in there, as long as it's not raining extremely bad, it's not really going to get wet in there anyways. Another thing that I did was I went ahead and you probably can't see it here. Let me see if I can get a little closer for you. There's a little bitty lip there by the hole. And the reason why I put that there is because if I ever put a mom in here that's fixing to have her babies, and she goes ahead, she has her babies in the rabbit house, once she goes to jump out of there, if she's got babies still hanging on to her, that bottom will catch them and keep them in the rabbit hutch. I don't want too many little bitty 2- and 3-day-old bunnies sitting out here in the weather, because she usually, in my experience, they usually won't move them back. That's something that I'll have to do. So I want to try to keep her from dragging them out, if at all possible, by accident. So that's pretty much it on the construction and design of this one. Once again, this is just a temporary setup for a night, pretty much, once I get them up and running. So if you guys want me to show you how to build these, you want exact dimensions or blueprints, once again, leave it in the comments down there at the bottom, and I will get those dimensions and on the how-tos on how to build it as quick to you as possible. Most people, in doing research, there's been a whole lot of miscommunication. Something else I want to touch on real quick before I let you go, about how much food to feed a rabbit. I've heard it everywhere from adults you just give 4 ounces to you go pound an ounce, and then I've heard multiple times where, I mean, you just give them like a half a cup and they're good to go. I mean, the way I prefer to do it, just to be transparent and honest with you, is since I supplement mine with grass as well, since they're going to be in a colony style raising, the adults will only get between 4 to 6 ounces depending on if they are eating the other grass and if they're breeding as well. If I have a doe that's pregnant, she'll probably get closer to 6 ounces and she'll get the grass until I decide to take her off of those pellets. But other than that, most of the adults I'm going to be feeding 4 ounces to. That's just because they really don't need any more than that, to be honest with you. I want nice lean rabbits, not big old fat fat rabbits that can't even hardly do anything. I want them to be as healthy as possible, and since they're going to be running around outside, able to eat scraps that we throw out to them, like apple cores and things like that, lettuce. We've been growing some lettuce and some spinach that we're going to fence off and just let them tear into when it gets good and mature. We're really not the big on pellets. If we can feed them other things elsewhere, we prefer to do it that way because it's a lot healthier for them. But once again, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them on the bottom. If you like the video and you want to see how I built it, I can make a walkthrough. Just leave comments on the bottom. Let me know what you think and what you like to see, and I'll do everything that I can to get back to you in a timely fashion. Once again, this was Nate checking out. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.